All right, business bosses, let's jump into building business credit fast. One of the most important things when it comes to building business credit fast in 2025 is making sure that you guys have a good corporate address. So today I want to show you guys how to pick a good corporate address, and also I want to show you guys what a bad corporate address looks like. Okay. So first we're going to jump into this address. This is the address that one of my previous clients had, where if you look at this address, you will see that all the things that's popping up for this address says virtual office. Okay. As we go down more to the bottom, you will still see it says virtual office. This is typically not a good address when you guys are building business credit fast. We want to get away from virtual addresses and start utilizing corporate address. A better option for a business address is an address like this one. If you look at this address, it says office space, right? Versus the one that my client had that says virtual offices. Remember, stay away from virtual offices. Virtual offices do not work the way that you guys think is going to work. Now, a lot of you guys are PG in business credit. We do not PG business credit. So keep in mind that when you PG business credit, having a virtual address versus a corporate address does not matter. They're basing it off of your social security number, nothing else. Okay. Now, I also want to tell you guys when it comes to building business credit fast, I want you guys to be very careful with the business name that you guys pick. Okay. A lot of you guys are picking business names that so many people are currently using. Before you pick a business name, make sure you do a full Google search on this business address to make this business name, excuse me, to make sure this business name comes up good. So I'm going to show you guys my brand, for instance. My brand is Her Secret Vault. So when you type in Her Secret Vault online, you see Her Secret Vault comes up everywhere. There's nobody that can infringe on my business name at all. I literally take up the first couple of pages on Google. Okay. The first couple of pages on Google, we take up. At least 3 pages on Google, we take up. Now, you don't have to take up 3 pages on Google. I just want to show you guys what it looks like to have an online presence. Okay. A lot of you guys make sure that when you guys are picking a business name, that you do a search first, right? Because if you don't do a search on the business name, then you put yourself in a position to have other people utilizing the same brand. Okay. For instance, let's go to, I believe this, yes, there we go. So this was one of my clients the other day where we had this conversation. And with this, you can see that this is not just her brand. So this is her brand here, but as we go down, we see other people are utilizing the same exact business name, which is going to make it difficult for her to be able to operate. This is not her, right? So a lot of these places have the same exact business name that's putting her in a position not to win. This is not her either. So this is a key example of doing a search on the business name first to see what comes back. Then when you do a business search and you don't see, like if you see one thing, that is okay, because now you can put yourself in a position to dominate. If you see something like this where somebody else's brand takes up the first page on Google, then you want to make sure that you do not pick that business name. It also makes it difficult for you to list your business on the right side of Google. So if we go back to my business versus her business from the previous video, you will see that when you type in my business name, it comes up on the right side of Google. So let's go to that. It comes up on the right side of Google. Excuse me. Here we go. It comes up on the right side of Google, right? Versus her brand that when we put it in, it does not come up on the right side of Google. You want to make sure that you put your business in a position to succeed where you're able to come up on the right side of Google. Once you get that done, make sure that you head over to, you can either do GoDaddy, you can do Namecheap, you can do any domain place that you want to go to, even if it's Wix, to be able to now lock down that domain. Because a lot of you guys are locking down these domains, and then the domain name is not even a good name. Okay. Another thing that you guys have to keep in mind is that everybody should have a local phone number, not just, excuse me, a toll-free number. Not just a local number. If you have a local number, your business seems, right? Not saying that it is, your business seems smaller than what it is. What banks are looking for is for both local and toll-free numbers. That lets them know that you have invested in your business. If I can't find you, I won't lend to you. So it is imperative that you guys make sure that you guys are locking down these toll-free numbers as well. And you can go to a company like eVoice and be able to get a toll-free number and a local number at an affordable rate. The good thing I like about eVoice as well too is that they have phone systems set up. Like you can put either a male's voice or a female voice on the line where you're able to have them leave you a voice note or have them leave you a message stating that you're out of the office. So you want to make sure that you're utilizing things like this. A lot of you guys are utilizing the Gmail, Google Voice. They can tell this is not a real business. They can tell it's not a real number. Stay away from utilizing things like that. Okay? Now, going back to GoDaddy, keep in mind with GoDaddy, you also want to make sure that you have a business email. It is super important in 2025 that you guys are utilizing business emails and you're not utilizing Gmails and Hotmails, etc. The only time we utilize Gmail is to list our business on the right side of Google. And we're not talking about the Gmail workspace. A lot of you guys make that mistake thinking is the workspace that you have to pay for because it's business. You do not have to pay for this. It is a free Gmail account. When you go and you sign up for a new Gmail account, it asks you, do you want this for business or do you want it for personal? Okay. And let's jump into that because I am the person where I love to show you guys in-depth things versus trying to give you guys, the runaround. I'm not that person. So let's make sure we have you guys in the right position. So we go to create an email. Okay. So if you notice here, it's regular Gmail. You go to create an account and it says for work or for personal. We want to make sure we're getting a for work email. Okay, for work. This is not a paid email. It is still a free Gmail account that you guys can be using. And as we go back into the email as well too, because I want to show you guys that as well, you guys can see, let me find the right one for you guys. You guys can see that when it comes to listing your business on the right side of Google, your business needs to be on the right side of Google. Now, I was specifically doing a class where I went in and I flagged both of my companies. I flagged two of my companies. And the reason why I flagged these companies, I flagged them purposely to show people how to unflag their profile, right? So with the unflagging of your profile, you want to make sure you do an appeal. Of course, I'm going to drop another video on that another day because I showed them how to unflag this as well. So I'm just waiting for the appeal. But there is a way to unflag your business. Some of these businesses on here were flagged. I went in and I unflagged them because it's a way to do it. Again, I will be dropping a video for you guys on how to unflag your business at a different date. Okay? Another thing I want you guys to do when it comes to building a great business presence to be able to become fundable and to build business credit fast is to put your business on listyourself.net. You have to be on listyourself.net, okay? We can simply go to more information, fill this out as a business. We're not filling this out as a personal, we're filling this out as a business. This is also free. You can give your cell phone number here so they can call you. Now, if you have an eVoice number, they can call your eVoice number. They can either call your toll-free number or they can call your local number. This is a free account for you guys to be able to put your business on the right side of Google. All right. It is important to create an online presence. Putting your business on listyourself.net helps you create an online presence. Another thing that I want you guys to be aware of as well, too, when it comes to making sure that you have a great business structure is that everybody should have a business bank account, right? Now we're in the digital age where you can get a digital bank account. You can get a bank account with Novo. If you have Navy Federal, you can get a bank account with Navy Federal. You can also do Bank of America. You can do Wells Fargo. You can do BMO. You can do PNC. Every business owner should have more than one business bank account. This helps you in the process of getting funding. You should have at least 3 to 4 business bank accounts. You put a couple of dollars in your business bank account every single month and you move your money back and forth, back and forth. This helps you with getting funding. I will do a video and break this down a little bit more detail for you guys and how to move your money back and forth to get qualified for funding. All right. Okay, let's keep going, guys. So another thing that I want you guys to do is that everybody needs to go and pull a DUNS number. Dun & Bradstreet is the largest business bureau when it comes to building business credit. Dun & Bradstreet also do not need your permission to report. A lot of these places that you guys go and think you're not building business credit for, you are building business credit for, and they don't need your permission to report. They're going to report on its own. A lot of the vendors do. So what I want you guys to do is I want you guys to make sure that you guys get a Dun & Bradstreet account so your vendors know where to report. And I want to break down how to properly deal with Dun & Bradstreet, okay? So let me show you guys that as well too. So once you pull your DUNS number, you want to look at key components with your business. Some of the key components with your business is making sure that everything on your business match up to your Secretary of State document. So if your Secretary of State document has a suite number, you want to put a suite number. If your Secretary of State does not have a suite number, you don't want to put a suite number. If your Secretary of State is an LLC, you want to put an LLC. If it's an incorporation, you want to put an incorporation. And when you're completing Dun & Bradstreet, it needs to look exactly like that. Full business name, full business address, okay? Now, for those of you guys who are new to building business credit, this here usually is the last set of things to come in. So I don't want you guys to freak out when you guys see that these things have not changed. What we care about is our DUNS number, okay? This shows you an arrow because it's not a paid account. Had it have been a paid account, it would have showed you an 80 PAYDEX score. So make sure that you guys go and get your DUNS number because you will need it. When it comes to the DUNS profile, make sure that you guys list the income on your business. The more you have, the better it looks. You always want to say that you have at least a minimum of 5 employees. Year in business. If you are a LLC, you want to list as a manager or a member. Okay. If you are a C Corp or an S Corp, you want to list as the president. All right. Line of business, always management consultant or other management consultant. You do not want to put your business in a position to be flagged. A lot of you guys are utilizing a lot of you guys are utilizing vendors as getting you guys flagged. So you want to make sure that you're not utilizing vendors that's getting you guys flagged. And you also want to make sure that you're not utilizing NIC codes and NIAC codes that's not getting you guys flagged. So you have your SIC code and you have your NIAC code. Make sure that you guys are utilizing codes that's not getting you flagged. And yes, vendors do get you guys flagged. I know I jumped ahead with the vendors part, but yes, vendors do get you guys flagged. But in this case, when it comes to dealing with the banks and it comes to dealing with Dun & Bradstreet, you want to make sure that you're giving them a SIC code and a NIAC code that do not put you in a position to get flagged. Okay. We want to make sure we're not getting flagged when it comes to dealing with Dun & Bradstreet and the banks. All right. The next thing I want you guys to pay attention to is NAV. Okay. Let's get into NAV as well too. So with your NAV account, what happens with NAV is that you want to make sure that your NAV account is set up properly. Going to NAV, when it asks you guys to enter your personal information, do not enter in your personal information, okay? Do not enter in your personal information. Hit refresh, like your social security number, because it will ask you. Hit refresh. When you hit refresh, it takes you out of putting your personal information on here so they don't have access to your social security number, all right? Then when you're setting this up, same exact process. Full business name, full business address, the year that the business started, Estimated monthly revenue. Now, if you're like me, you want to think big. You always want to think big. You don't want to be like, oh, my estimated monthly revenue is going to be $100. Come on now. When you're listing your industry inside of NAV, you want to make sure you're utilizing other management consultant. Okay. Other management consultant is the proper way to list this on NAV. NAV also operates as a trade line. Okay. It operates as a trade line. Now, with this account, you can see that this person was wasting their money, aka my daughter. Okay. Because I gifted my daughter a business when she was 15 years old, and I allowed her to build business credit for it. I did not want to build the business credit for her. I wanted her to know how to do it for herself. So I gave her the option to build the business for her, the business credit for herself, and she was doing just that. However, she forgot to take the subscription off where she's just paying all this money for a subscription. You need about 2 months with NAV in order for you to get the trade line. You don't need month 3, 4, 5, 6. But again, she's in a learning phase. She's 17 now, about to be 18. Once she turns 18, she has an age business that's at least it will be 4 years old when she turns 18. That puts her in a position now to be able to build more business credit for this and now go get funding. So the sky's the limit when it comes to things like this. So back to NAV. NAV also operates as a trade line. You can utilize NAV as a trade line for your business. You pay for 2 months and that is it. Okay? NAV usually reports super fast. So after about a month, you should have at least a trade line reporting, but I usually keep it for about 2 months just in case. All right? She has a Dun & Bradstreet. So remember when we went back to Dun & Bradstreet, Dun & Bradstreet did not show a paydex score, but NAV shows that she has an A. Okay, Experian shows that she has a B. Equifax shows that she has a D. This is simply because she's in a process of growing. I'm not doing this for her. I want her to do it for herself. Okay, she has not touched this account since she started building business credit for it 3 years ago. But as she turns 18 and she starts to get the information that I'm giving to her, it puts her in a better position to be able to get these scores up. I'm not doing the work for her. Same exact thing with you guys. Nobody's going to do work for you guys as well too. Okay? No personal information listed on here. We don't need any personal information because if you put your social security number on here, it puts you in a position now where they can say, okay, if she gets a credit card through this system, we can now personal guarantee it. You don't want to put yourself in that position. Okay? Another vendor I want to give you guys to be able to build business credit fast is eCredible. Also another vendor that she utilized as well too. Okay, this is not her profile, but it's something that I give to her as well too. Something that I need for you guys to make sure that you guys have as well when it comes to building business credit fast is eCredible. Understand that eCredible also moves as a additional trade line where if you put your bills on eCredible, you're able to get additional trade lines with eCredible. Here's the thing with eCredible. Do not put your bills on here if your bills have been within the last 2 years, your bills have been late because it will report as a late payment. Okay, it will. You can also upload up to 4,000 utility bills, regardless if it was business or personal. Because you are the president or the manager of the company, you can also list your bills. So if you have water bills, you have cell phone bills, and your cell phone should be in your business name. But just in case you don't have it in your business name, you can upload these bills in here in order for you to take advantage of that trade line. Okay? And the last vendor I want to give to you guys when it comes to building business credit fast is eCredible. Now, this is a brand new account, and eCredible, as of 2 days ago, started to pull Dun & Bradstreet. Remember, eCredible was not working directly with Dun & Bradstreet. They were working with Credit Safe, which we can still see on here, and SBFE, who were the one that was then reporting to Dun & Bradstreet. But as of 2 days ago, Fair Figure is now working directly with Dun & Bradstreet, where you can go in and see your Dun's score. So you have to just go and put in your DUNS number and it will pull your Dun and Bradstreet number over as well. This is amazing news for us as entrepreneurs because we get Dun and Bradstreet, Experian, Equifax, Credit Safe, and so much more with Fair Figure. So these are my top 3 vendors when it comes to building business credit fast in 2025, because these vendors will allow you to be able to build business credit super fast, where you're able to get a paydex score within 3 weeks to a month if done right. Remember, everything must match up across the board. You cannot have an address that's flagging you. You want to make sure the business can be found. If they cannot find you, they can't lend to you and they cannot report. That's also another thing. If you guys want to take this a little bit further and you want to get a 4th trade line, which is a strategy that I do, because we understand how these vendors go up and down, up and down, up and down. They're reporting today, not reporting today, reporting today, not reporting today. One thing that I do on my end is that I get additional vendor with a company called Business Wise. They have like business plans and things like that. So out of these 4 trade lines, 3 of them is going to report super fast, which puts me in a great position. But then I also have that 4th trade line as a backup where I now have 4 trade lines instead of 3 trade lines going into tier 2. So it minimizes my ability to be declined from vendors when I'm moving into tier 2. You want to work smarter, not harder. Okay, guys, we're in 2025. It should be no reason why you guys are still at the same position when it comes to building business credit. Building business credit is too easy. I have a 17-year-old who has an amazing business credit profile. Yes, I'm her mama, but that's not the point, right? I allowed her to figure it out herself. Take this information that I gave you guys and make it work for you. Building business credit fast in 2025 became so much more easier. We don't need the U-lines. We don't need the quills. We don't need all the extra stuff that they're trying to have us buy 5 to 7 trade lines up front, okay? And for those, let me give you guys one more tip before I let you guys go. For those of you guys who are in the Airbnb space, or you're selling things on Amazon, I will highly recommend Pay by Invoice. I will be doing another video on Amazon Pay by Invoice in the next couple of weeks, either next week or the next few weeks, because I will be dropping a video on YouTube every single Wednesday to update you guys on these process. So I will be dropping a video on how to get Amazon Pay by Invoice, because a lot of you guys are still telling me, oh, they're not giving me Amazon Pay by Invoice. They're telling me that I have to make sure that I get an invite. Not true at all. I will show you guys how to bypass the entire system when it comes to Amazon Pay by Invoice. Some of you guys may already know and some of you guys may not know. But just understand that there is a way around everything. So let's get a quick recap on when it comes to building business credit. Business name must look amazing. Business bank account, business domain, business email. When you are completing all these vendors profile or subscription-based profile, put a business email, y'all. It's so much easier for them to find you guys with your business email. Okay, make sure that you put your business on listyourself.net. You can also put your business on Manta. You can also put your business on Yelp, as I told you guys before. Top 3 vendors I will highly recommend with your top 3 vendors that you utilize Fair Figure, NAV, and NAV has a double-edged sword, meaning that you can do the NAV Prime card and the NAV Boost. I personally do not do the NAV Prime card because most of the times it's trying to get you to personal guarantee it. And you guys know one thing about me and my community, I do not personal guarantee anything, okay? Anything. I literally just got a call from my dealership today about a car, and I'm like, I'm not personal guaranteeing anything. And he was like, okay, well, can you do this? And I was like, sure, as long as it's not personal guaranteeing. So that's also going to be another video that I'm going to be giving to you guys as well, too, on how to get around the process of personal guarantee in your business. Remember, own nothing, control everything. All right, business bosses, it was amazing helping you guys along your process in 2025 to be able to build business credit. If you guys have questions in regards to how to build business credit, or you guys want to get on a call with me to book a consultation, you guys can go to my website, bossesbuildbusinesscredit.com, and I'll be more than happy to assist you guys along your journey. As a reminder, bosses build business credit. I'll talk to you guys soon.